First of all, we are starting in the reverse order. I'm going to be solving March 2024 first. Okay, so the first question is on improper integral. We have an integral sign, and the fraction is 2 upon x square. अब आपको इसको integrate करना है from 3 to the highest power is the upper limit is infinite. So whenever you come across these questions, try to replace infinity with a variable x. 2 upon x square dx. Now integrate 2 times x to the power of minus 2. Okay, so the integral of 2x to the power of minus 2 would be, you raise 1 to the power divided by the new power. The limits are going to be from 3 to x. Then you substitute it's minus 2 upon x. The lower limit is 3 and the upper limit is x. You substitute the upper limit first. So that's going to be minus 2 upon capital X. That's the answer of the upper integral minus the answer at the lower integral, which is minus 2 upon 3. Minus 2 upon x plus 2 upon 3. Now, what was x? X was infinite. So if you have an infinite value, when x approaches an infinitely large value, what will happen to this fraction? X is in the denominator. When the denominator approaches an infinitely large value,
becomes smaller.
Fraction, it becomes smaller and smaller, and Rafi, the value is going to tend towards to
The
value of the fraction is going to tend towards to
0.
So minus 2 upon x will tend towards to 0. So what's the final answer going to be? If this will become 0, then the final answer is going to be a finite value, that is 2 upon 3. Please note down the working.
Sir, is this the February March paper you said?
February March 2024 paper. Let me know when you guys are done. You can reply in the chat box. I'll go question by question, okay? Let me know when you are done with noting this down. Rafa and Hasina, are you done?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
I think
Done? Okay. Now, question number 2. The diagram shows part of the curve with the equation y equals to k sine half x, where k is a positive constant and x is measured in radians. The curve has a minimum point A. State the coordinates of point A. We need to identify the coordinates of point A, and this is the minimum point. What does this tells you? What does the value of half tells you? How many cycles are going to be there in 2 pi? If you recall the transformation chapter, half x means how many cycles of sine function are going to be there in 2 pi? This is one complete cycle, right? One complete cycle.
So want to be 2?
Yeah, if it is just y equals to sine x, then one complete cycle is going to be completed in 2 pi. Half x means half a cycle is going to be completed in 2 pi. So if this is 2 pi, half a cycle is going to be completed in 2 pi, then पूरी cycle कितने में complete होगी? 4 pi. So this is 4 pi, this is 2 pi, this is 0. So this value would be pi and this value would be 3 pi. So we have the x coordinate of A, that is 3 pi. Now, what's going to be the y coordinate of A? Is there any vertical transformation? The function sine x, sine half x is always going to be between -1 and 1. Now, if you multiply this by k, so minus k se leke k tak. Okay, so the minimum value is minus k and the maximum value is k. So what is the coordinate of point A? It's 3 pi comma minus k. That's the working for coordinates of point A. Okay. Now, part B, a sequence of the transformation.
So,
Yeah.
can you explain the what do you call the amount of cycles again?
Yes. This value, the coefficient of x, tells you how many cycles are going to be there in 360-degree or 2 pi. So half means there is going to be half a cycle in 360-degree or 2 pi. So half cycle in 2 pi, that means full cycle in 4 pi. Okay. So if this is 2 pi and this is 4 pi, then that value is going to be 3 pi. Make sense, Hasina?
So the half the cycle would be like approximately 2 pi.
So basically, when we are talking about a simple y equals to sine x graph, okay, we know that one complete cycle is in 360-degree, or you can say 2 pi. This is sine 1x, that means one cycle. Sine 2x का क्या मतलब होगा? There are two cycles in 360-degree or 2 pi radians. Now, sine 2x means there are two cycles in 2 pi. So one cycle is going to be in pi. Sine half x would mean half cycle in 2 pi. So that's half cycle in 2 pi. So another half is going to be in 2 pi. So from here, that's total 4 pi. And so this is the minimum point. That's the x coordinate is going to be the average of 2 pi and 4 pi.
Okay, clear.
Part B says a sequence of transformation is applied to the curve in the following order. So the order is already mentioned. Translation of 2 units in the negative y direction. So the translation vector would be 0, -2. Reflection in the x-axis means that the function is going to be reflected in the x-axis. Is it a vertical transformation, Rafi, or the horizontal transformation?
So only horizontal.
It's a vertical transformation. If anything is reflected in the x-axis, it's a vertical transformation. अगर मैं इस curve को x-axis में reflect करूंगा, it's a vertical transformation. So if this is f of x, reflect होने के बाद ये हो जाएगा minus f of x. Okay. Now these are the two transformation. We need to find the equation of the new curve and determine the coordinates of the point on the new curve corresponding to point A. Okay, so we are going to start with the function that we have, y equals to k sine half x. This is the original function. Now you are going to apply two transformations on this function. सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे? Translate in the y direction. So if f of x is translated 2 units down, so the equation of the function would become f of x plus 2 or -2? -2. Vertical transformation है ये. ठीक है? So the entire graph is going to go 2 units down. Then what will happen? Reflection in the x-axis. The new function is now going to be multiplied by minus. So you're going to multiply the entire function by minus. Make sense? So this is the equation to start with. K sine half x. अब सबसे पहले आप क्या करोगे? You're going to subtract -2. That means that the graph of k sine half x has gone 2 units down. Then you are going to reflect this k sine half x -2 in the x-axis. So you're going to multiply the next function by minus. So the equation comes out to be y equals to minus k sine half x plus 2. That's your equation of the transformed graph. Okay. Is everyone clear with the equation? अब हमें corresponding a का point find करना है. So initially a के coordinates were 3 pi comma minus k. After the two transformation, what are the two transformation? After translation in the y direction by 2 units down, And after reflection, what do you think the corresponding coordinates of point A are going to be? A के coordinates क्या होंगे? सबसे पहले हम इसको translate करते हैं. Translation हो रही है y direction में, right? So will it affect
So won't it
x
be
coordinate or
3
will it affect
pi
the y coordinate?
comma k?
Come again.
So won't it be 3 pi comma k?
3 pi comma k किसके लिए?
I mean, no, 2k.
No, it is going to go 2 units down. It's not going to multiply it by 2. This value is going to go 2 units down. So पहली ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के बाद कोऑर्डिनेट्स हो जाएंगे राफे, पहली ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के बाद कोऑर्डिनेट्स हो जाएंगे 3 पाई कॉमा माइनस के प्लस 2. सही है? माइनस के माइनस 2, हाँ, माइनस के माइनस 2. दिस मीन्स के पॉइंट ए जो है ना वो 2 यूनिट्स डाउन आ गया है. अब जब ये पॉइंट ए 2 यूनिट्स डाउन आ जाएगा, द वैल्यू इज गोइंग टू बी माइनस के माइनस 2, राइट? Now, what will happen if this point gets reflected in the x-axis now? What are the coordinates going to be of this new point? जब वो x-axis में reflect हो जाएगा तो वो ऊपर आ जाएगा, पॉजिटिव आ जाएगा. तो इसमें इसका क्या x coordinate change होगा? x coordinate change होगा अब्दुल्ला? x same रहेगा 3 pi. The y coordinate is going to change and that's going to be k plus 2. You're going to multiply this value by minus, so it's going to change. So the y coordinate is now going to be 3 pi comma k plus 2. That's the final answer. Okay, I can erase this answer now. This is the final corresponding answer, corresponding point of A. Actually, this is not A, this is the corresponding point of A. Imad, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Rafe, Hasina?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, I'm giving you time. Please note down the working. साथ साथ करते रहें.
Can you explain the thing of order again when it's both in the y-axis? How do we figure out the order?
Okay, for this question, the order was already given.
Yeah, but generally, how would we know?
Okay, if you have two vertical transformation, if you have one vertical or one horizontal transformation, order does not matter. आप पहले horizontal कर लें बाद में vertical या पहले vertical कर लें बाद में horizontal, the order does not matter. Now order matters when you have either two vertical or two horizontal transformation. If you have two vertical transformation, then the order is just as simple as the order in the arithmetic operation. पहले multiply करोगे बाद में add या subtract करोगे. Okay, it's simple as bod mass. Not you are going to follow the order that is used in arithmetic sequences. You multiply first and then you are going to add. यानी कि पहले stretch करोगे बाद में translate करोगे. सही है? When you have two horizontal transformation, it's the opposite. पहले it's the opposite order used in arithmetic. First you are going to add or subtract and then you are going to multiply, which means first you are going to translate and then you are going to stretch or reflect. Okay.
Okay, sir. So normally in vertical, we'd move like from inside the bracket outwards, and for horizontal, we'd move the opposite.
Don't remember it like this.
But just bod mass.
Just follow the normal bod mass when dealing with two vertical transformation, and just follow the opposite of bod mass when dealing with two horizontal transformation.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. All right. Done, Abdullah? Okay, कर लो. Question number 3. A curve is such that dy by dx is given. It is given that the point 1,9 and 5,9 lie on the curve. Find the equation. Is this the equation of the curve or is this the equation of the gradient function? No, this is dy by dx. That's the gradient function. To find from the gradient function, if you want to find the equation of the curve, what do you do? From dy by dx, if you want to find the equation of the curve, what do you do? If you have the curve की equation और dy by dx find करना होता तो you differentiate. तो अगर dy by dx का फंक्शन है और आपको कर्व की इक्वेशन फाइंड करनी है, यू आर गोइंग टू इंटीग्रेट. ओके, so we are going to integrate this function. We are going to integrate this function to get the equation of the curve. So integral of dy by dx is y. Okay, how do we integrate this function? If you want, you can pull out this 3 outside the integral sign. That's your call. Now integral of this linear bracket would be 4x plus 5 to the power of half plus 1, that is 3 upon 2, divided by the new power 3 upon 2, multiply by the differentiation of the bracket. 4x plus 5 की differentiation हो जाएगी 4, plus the constant of integration. So 4x plus 5 to the power of 3 upon 2 divided by 2 plus c. That's the general solution. Now to find the value of c, I must know a point on the curve. I have 2 points. I have one complete point. मुझे x coordinate भी पता है, y coordinate भी पता है. So I'm going to plug in y as 9 when x is 1. So 9 raised to the power of 3 upon 2 divided by 2 plus c equals to 9. Calculate and give me
Minus
the...
9 upon 2.
Sorry?
I got minus 9 upon 2.
For the value of c?
Yeah.
Okay. So c comes out to be minus 9 upon 2. So equation becomes y equals to 4x plus 5 to the power of 3 upon 2 divided by 2 minus 9 upon 2. We want to find the value of a. To find the value of a, I'm going to use this point. When x is 5, y is a. When x is 5, y is a. So 25 to the power of 3 upon 2 divided by 2 minus 9 upon 2. इसको solve कर लें. Give me the value of a.
There I got 58.
Okay. Rest of you guys check.
सही है सर.
ठीक है. Note down the working. Abdullah done? The next question is on proving the identity. Prove that sine theta plus cos theta the whole thing square minus 1 divided by cos square theta is equals to 2 times tangent theta. Now, while solving an identity, we pick up a side. We pick up the complex side, जिसको सबसे ज़्यादा simplify करने की ज़रूरत है. ठीक है? Which side is it? Left hand side.
Sir, we can't hear you.
Okay. Rafe, Hasina, can you guys hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
sir.
So that was just me. My bad.
All right, all right. Sine theta plus cos theta, the whole thing square, can be expanded using the identity. That is going to be sine square theta plus 2 sine theta cos theta plus cos square theta minus 1 divided by cos square theta. So I have expanded this bracket using a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now, what is sine square theta plus cos square theta? What is sine square theta plus cos square theta? 1. That 1 and this minus 1 cancels out. So in the numerator, I'm just going to be left with 2 sine theta cos theta divided by cos square theta. And now I can cancel out the powers of cosine theta. I'm left with 2 cos sine theta upon cos theta. This sine theta upon cos theta is tangent theta. Okay, those who are done with the first part, please try the next one, where in the next part it says, hence solve this equation. Solving this equation means, hence over here is an indication, it's a command word, which means that you have to use, you can use the answer to the previous part. So the answer to the previous part was proving that this fraction was equal to 2 times tangent theta. So what I can do is I can replace this fraction by 2 times tangent theta. That's going to be equal to 510 cube theta. And the domain given in the question is from minus 90 to 90. Now, how do we solve this? क्या मुझे tangent theta और tangent cube theta cancel out करना चाहिए? क्या मुझे इसकी powers को simplify करना चाहिए?
So it can become 2.5 equals to tan squared theta.
But when you're going to do that, you're going to miss out on the angles.
So you're gonna make it, you're gonna take you can make any, like take any on the other side and
Yes.
take something common, like take tan common.
Right. We are always take common in case of solving trig equations, because if we cancel it out, it's not an algebraic equation. If we cancel it out, we are going to miss out on the values of the angle. Okay, so it's better to take tangent theta common, and over here I'm going to be having 2 minus 5 tan square theta equals to 0. Tangent theta is equals to 0, and 2 minus 5 times tangent square theta is equals to 0. So tangent square theta would be equal to 2 upon 5, and tangent theta is equals to 0. Clear? Now, when you take square root, do not forget writing plus minus. Okay. Now, tangent theta is equals to 0. So what's the angle theta going to be equal to? If tangent theta is equals to 0 and I need to find the values of theta between this domain, what is theta going to be equal to from this case? कैसे निकालते थे एंगल? अगर टेंजेंट थीटा इज इक्वल टू 0, मुझे एंगल निकालना है अब्दुल्ला, तो मुझे क्या करना होगा? Tangent theta is equal to 0, so theta would be tangent inverse of 0. So tangent inverse of 0 is basically 0. So one of the angle is 0. Is this angle 0 within the domain? So I'm going to accept this. Can there be any other angle where tangent theta is 0? 180 degree hota tha, but 180 degree is not part of the domain. Minus 180 bhi hota hai, but that's not part of the domain. So only this angle from here. From here, I'm going to be getting multiple angles. Tangent theta is equal to plus root 5, positive root 2 upon 5, and tangent theta is equals to minus root 2 upon 5. Now, in which quadrant is tangent theta positive?
So won't you just take all coordinates?
Yeah, you can take all quadrants. This is first. Tangent theta is positive in the first and the second. ठीक है, राफी बिल्कुल सही कह रहा है कि I should be taking all the coordinates, yeah, all the coordinates. So first and third में tangent theta is positive. Second and fourth में tangent theta is negative. The basic angle is going to be the same in every quadrant. How do I find the basic angle? Tangent inverse of root 2 upon 5. So what is tangent inverse of root 2 upon 5 in radians? Sorry, we need in degrees. My bad. We need in degrees, okay? Not in radians. Tangent inverse of root 2 upon 5. I'm getting 32.3. 32.3. So what are the possible angles? What would this angle be? 32.3. Should I be taking this angle? देखो थीटा की एक वैल्यू ये होगी, एक ये होगी, थर्ड वन वुड बी 180 प्लस, फोर्थ वन वुड बी 360 माइनस.
So
But
you're only gonna take 32.3, negative 32.3.
yes, because the domain is restricted from minus 90 to 90. So only the first, if this is 0, Abdullah, this is going to be 90. Okay, this is 180, which I don't want to go into. And this is for negative angle, this is minus 90. So I'll just be needing these two angles. अब इसकी एंगल की वैल्यू क्या है 32.3 और इस एंगल की वैल्यू क्या होगी minus 32.3 negative angle. So theta values from here would be plus minus 32.3. So therefore the final answer would be 0. Final answer would be minus 32.3, 0 and 32.3. That's the working for the entire question. All right. Any questions till here? Guys, understood? Okay. Question number 5. A curve has the equation y equals to 3 upon 2x square minus 5. Find the equation of the normal to the curve at the point 2, 1, giving your answer in the form of ax plus by plus c equals to 0, where a, b, and c are integers. So we need to find the equation of the normal to the curve. Once I have the equation of the curve, how can I find the gradient of the curve at this point?
Differentiation.
You are going to use differentiation. So you need to find dy by dx. So how do I differentiate this? Y is equal to 3 times 2x square minus 5 to the power of minus 1. Dy by dx would be minus 3 times 2x square minus 5 to the power of minus 2 times the differentiation of the inside bracket, that is 4x. Abdullah, differentiation kaise karte hain? First you multiply this with the power, then you reduce down the power of the bracket by 1, then you multiply by the derivative of the inside bracket. So we are going to get minus 12x times 2x square minus 5 to the power of minus 2. Now, I need to find the value of the gradient of the tangent to the curve at the point where x is 2. इस point पे जो tangent है, ये curve है, ये tangent है, और ये normal है. मुझे इस normal की equation find करने के लिए I must know the gradient of the normal. Gradient of the normal find करने के लिए I must know the gradient of the tangent. So just plug in the value of x as 2. Give me the value of the gradient.
So I got minus 8 upon 3.
Minus 8 upon 3. So if the gradient of the tangent is minus 8 upon 3, then the gradient of the normal line would be negative reciprocal, 3 upon 8 हो जाएगा.
3 upon 8.
And the point where it is passing from will be 2, 1. So equation would be y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. That's the equation of the normal. But you can't leave your answer over here in this form because they have asked for the specific form in this question. So let's simplify this. 8y minus 8 equals to 3x minus 6. 3x minus 8y plus 2 equals to 0. Note down the working, please. Okay, this is the next question. Picture नहीं है? It is given that the coefficient of x cube in the expansion of 2 plus ax to the power 4 times 5 minus ax is 432. Find the value of the constant a. Coefficient of x cube. So 5 is going to be multiplied by the term in x cube and minus ax is going to be multiplied by the term in x square. तो इसके एक्सपेंशन में मुझे दो टर्म्स चाहिए. 2 plus ax की पावर 4 के एक्सपेंशन में I need two terms. कौन कौन से? एक है एक्स स्क्वायर वाला टर्म और एक है एक्स क्यूब वाला टर्म. एक्स स्क्वायर वाला टर्म कैसे आएगा? इट्स गोइंग टू बी 4c2 ठीक है. और एक्स क्यूब वाला टर्म कैसे आएगा? कौन सा टर्म होगा एक्स क्यूब वाला? हाँ अब्दुल्ला. 4c3. तो 4c3 जब करोगे 2 to the power of 1 ठीक है and ax to the power of 3. Now I'm not concerned about the rest of the terms. So 4c2 times 2 raised to the power of 4, that's 96 a square x square. और ये कितना हो जाएगा? Oh sorry my bad. 4c2 into 4 24 होगा ये. और 4c3 कितना होता है? That's 4 a cube x cube times 2 8 से multiply 2 से multiply होगा it's going to be 8. Clear? अब we just don't we need the coefficient of x cube इन दोनों को multiply करने के बाद. So if 2 plus ax to the power of 4 times 5 minus ax is being multiplied, then 2 plus ax to the power 4 के जो terms हैं that are 24a square x square plus 8a cube x cube और यहाँ पे that's 5 minus ax. How can I get a term in x cube? I will have to multiply 5 with this number and minus ax with this number. So 24a square x square times minus ax plus 8a cube x cube times 5. So ये हो जाएगा minus 24a cube x cube plus 40a cube x cube. So what is the coefficient of x cube? The coefficient of x cube is minus 24 plus 40, that is 16a cube. And the coefficient of x cube was given in the question to be 432. So I'm going to equate this value to 432 to get the value of a. Three. Okay. सही है इमाद?
Yes, sir, I got 3.
Okay. Okay, now question number 7. The straight line y equals to x plus 5 meets the curve 2x square plus 3y square equals to k at a single point P. Find the value of constant k. If this line is meeting the curve at a single point P, तो k की वैल्यू कैसे फाइंड करेंगे? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? इक्वेट करेंगे. जब आप इक्वेट करोगे तो 2x square plus 3y square equals to k. In place of y, you can substitute x plus 5. And then you simplify this. 25. So you have 2x square plus 3x square plus 30x plus 75 equals to k. So you get 5x square plus 30x plus 75 minus k equals to 0. Now, how can I find the value of
B
how can I
square
find the
minus
value of
4AC equals to 0.
क्या चीज?
So you're gonna do B square minus 4AC equals to 0 because
And
this
what
is
makes you
a
say
single
that?
point.
Yes, because the line and the curve are just meeting at one point, whatever this curve is, ठीक है, or the line and if this is the line, they are meeting at a single point. So when you solve them simultaneously, the solution of this equation should have real and equal roots. और real and equal roots जब ही होंगे जब आपके पास discriminant क्या होगा इस equation का equal to 0. So the discriminant b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0. So b square minus 4 times a times c equal to 0. Solve this for the value of k. k की क्या वैल्यू आ रही है? अच्छा, बाकी किसी ने सॉल्व किया?
So I'm getting K as 30.
k वैल्यू इज 30. ठीक है अब्दुल्ला, चेक करोगे कोई कैलकुलेशन एरर होगा? ठीक है. So k value comes out to be 30. Now the second part says find the coordinates of p 2-mark question. अब आपके पास k की वैल्यू आ चुकी है, ठीक है, आपको पॉइंट p के कोऑर्डिनेट्स फाइंड करने हैं. कैसे करेंगे?
So you
पॉइंट
have
बेसिकली
the
क्या है? इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट है फॉर द लाइन एंड द कर्व. किसी भी इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट को फाइंड करने के लिए आप क्या करते हो? दोनों इक्वेशंस को इक्वेट करते हो और साइमल्टेनियस सॉल्व करते हो, तो आपके पास एक क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन बन गई. यहाँ पे k की वैल्यू आपको पता चल चुकी है. इसका मतलब है कि अगर मैं इस इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करूंगा तो मेरे पास पॉइंट p के कोऑर्डिनेट्स आने चाहिए. इस इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करने के लिए k की वैल्यू प्लग इन करनी पड़ेगी और k की वैल्यू आपके पास आई है 30. तो आपकी इक्वेशन क्या हो जाएगी? 5x स्क्वायर प्लस 30x प्लस 75 माइनस 30 45. ठीक है, अब इस इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करके मुझे x की वैल्यूज बता दो.
So X is equal to -3.
So you're going to be getting just one value of x, right, Rafe? सिर्फ एक वैल्यू ऑफ x क्यों आ रही है?
Yeah, so because it's set at one distinct point as well in the
Only one, yeah, the solutions are real and equal. That's why you're only going to have one value of x. So when x is -3, y is, you're going to plug this value back into the equation.
2.
अब y equals to x plus 5. So -3 plus 5, that's 2. So point p के coordinates हो जाएंगे -3, 2. Okay. Now, question number 8. An arithmetic progression is such that its first term is 6 and the 10th term is 19.5. Find the sum of the first 100 terms of this arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression में s n, the sum of the first n terms का क्या formula था? n upon 2, 2a plus n minus 1 times t. ठीक है? Now they are talking about the first 100 terms. तो n की वैल्यू हो जाएगी 100. a की वैल्यू 6 है. 10th टर्म क्यों दिया हुआ है यहाँ पे? 10th टर्म से मैं क्या फाइंड कर सकता हूँ? T10 a और d
So
के
you
टर्म
can
क्या
find
था?
your
a
D
plus,
value.
yes, a plus 9d. 10 टर्म 19.5 है, a की वैल्यू 6 है, फर्स्ट टर्म is 6, so solving this will give you the value of d. 19.5 minus 6 is 13.5 divided by 9. 1.5, yeah, 3 upon 2. When d is 3 upon 2, a is 6, I can easily find s 100. That's going to be 100 upon 2, 2a plus 99d. That's 3/2. Mm-hmm. 8025. That is the sum. Okay. Now, सही है इमाद? Rafi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A geometric progression A1, A2, A3 is such that A1 is 24 and the common ratio is 1/2. The sum to infinity of this geometric progression is denoted by S. The sum to infinity of the even number terms A2, A4, A6 is denoted by SE. Find the value of S and SE. So, ये geometric progression है जिसका first term है 24, ठीक है, और कॉमन रेशियो है 1/2. तो नेक्स्ट टर्म क्या होगा? हाफ हो जाएगा 12. उसके बाद वाला टर्म क्या होगा? 6. उसके बाद 3 एंड सो ऑन. ठीक है, दिस इज द ज्योमेट्रिक प्रोग्रेशन. अब the sum to infinity is calculated as a/1 minus r. तो इस ज्योमेट्रिक सीक्वेंस का सम टू इन्फिनिटी क्या होगा? फर्स्ट टर्म है आपका 24, कॉमन रेशियो है 1/2. सो 24 डिवाइड बाय हाफ 48. सही है. अब एक और सीक्वेंस है SE, जिसे हम कहते हैं SE स्टैंड फॉर सम टू इन्फिनिटी फॉर द इवन नंबर सीरीज. इवन नंबर सीरीज क्या है? कि इवन नंबर टर्म्स, यानी कि सेकंड टर्म, फिर यहाँ पे जो फोर्थ टर्म था 6th टर्म. सो सेकंड टर्म आपका 12 है, फोर्थ टर्म आपका 3 है, एंड इस तरीके से इट्स ऑल्सो अ ज्योमेट्रिक प्रोग्रेशन. सो फर्स्ट टर्म 12 हो जाएगा इस सीक्वेंस का, एंड द कॉमन रेशियो वुड बी 3/12, दैट इज 1/4. So SE would be A/1 minus R. So 12 divided by 3/4, that is 16. That is SE. Note down the working, please. Question 6. Okay. Question number 9. The functions f and g are defined for all real values of x by f of x is given, g of x is given, where k is constant. Given that the range of the function gf of x is greater than or equal to 39, we need to find the value of k. gf of x is a composite function. gf of x का मतलब है function f into function g. So that is f followed by g. That is gf of x. For this composite function to be formed, the range of this function should satisfy the domain of this function. This is your function f. So function f needs to be inserted in function g. So gf of x is going to be 5 times x minus 1, और x की जगह क्या आ जाएगा? 3x minus 2 square plus k, which is 5 times 3x minus 2 square plus, okay, yeah, let's keep it like this. Now gf of x should be greater than or equal to 39. So this value should be greater than or equal to 39. So 3x minus 2 the whole thing square plus k times 5 should be greater than or equal to 40. And 3x minus 2 the whole thing square plus k should be greater than or equal to 8. Okay. So 3x minus 2 the whole thing square plus k minus 8 must be greater than or equal to 0. What form is this? ये quadratic function है. कौन सी form है ये? Completing square form. Completing square form. Perfect square form या completing square form. Okay. Now would you agree? Okay, to find the range of this is g f of x and it's a quadratic function. तो इसकी रेंज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 39 जब होगी जब ये फंक्शन ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0 होगा, और ये वाला जो क्वाड्रेटिक फंक्शन है ये ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0 कब होगा? जब ये वाली वैल्यू ग्रेटर देन 0 होगी. सो k minus 8 should be greater than equal to 0. ठीक है. Now over here k value, आपको k की वैल्यू फिगर आउट करनी थी. So k value would be 8. When k value would be 8, then this function would be greater than equal to 39. क्योंकि जब k की वैल्यू 8 होगी तो ये फंक्शन 0 होगा. ये फंक्शन 0 जब होगा जब ये फंक्शन 0 होगा तब g f of x will be 39 या 39 से greater. So in this case k value would be 8. This was a completing square form. मैंने इसको completing square form के तरीके से देखा है. ठीक है. Completing square form क्या थी? a times x minus a the whole thing square plus k, where this is the y coordinate of the turning point. So if I want this quadratic function to be greater than equal to 0, then this value, the y coordinate of the turning point, should be greater than equal to 0. So k value should be 8. Now for this value of k, now when we take this value of k, तो मेरे पास f of x हो जाएगा 3x minus 2 the whole thing square plus 8. g of x is 5x minus 1. अब मुझे एफ जी फंक्शन की रेंज चाहिए. एफ जी का क्या मतलब होगा? कौन सा कॉम्पोजिट फंक्शन है? फंक्शन एफ इंटू जी या जी इंटू एफ? जी इंटू एफ. सही. तो एफ जी मीन्स फंक्शन जी इंटू एफ. फंक्शन एफ में यू आर गोइंग टू इंसर्ट फंक्शन जी. 3x minus 2 the whole thing square plus 8 और यहाँ पे 5x minus 1. ठीक है. अब मुझे बताएं आगे कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे. मुझे रेंज फाइंड करनी है. रेंज कैसे आएगी? मैं इसको मल्टीप्लाई कर दूंगा. 15x minus 3 minus 2 square plus 8. 15x minus 5 the whole thing square plus 8. ये क्या है? ये भी तो एक क्वाड्रेटिक फंक्शन है, कंप्लीटिंग स्क्वायर फॉर्म है. तो कोई बता सकता है इस फंक्शन की रेंज क्या होगी?
So we just plug in x as 0 and then find it.
No, you don't plug in x as 0. x0 का मतलब है you are finding the y intercept.
So we
ये
equate it
completing
to
square
0
form.
and
ये कंप्लीटिंग स्क्वायर फॉर्म है. क्या आप मुझे ये बता सकते हैं कि इसके टर्निंग पॉइंट्स क्या हैं?
oh 5 and 8 5 comma 8.
5 and 8. It's going to be 1/3 and 8 because देखो ये क्या है?
So it's not in.
हाँ, इट्स नॉट इन दैट फॉर्म. तो मैं ये कर सकता हूँ. मैं आई कैन टेक, देखो यहाँ पे आई कैन इफ आई टेक 5 कॉमन आई एम गोइंग टू बी लेफ्ट विद 3x minus 1. ठीक है. द होल थिंग स्क्वायर प्लस 8. दैट्स गोइंग टू बी 25 times 3x minus 1 द होल थिंग स्क्वायर प्लस 8. अब मुझे ये बताओ कि इसके ये मिनिमम कर्व की इक्वेशन है या मैक्सिमम कर्व की इक्वेशन है? मिनिमम. सही है. और मिनिमम कर्व के मिनिमम पॉइंट क्या है? उसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स क्या हो जाएंगे? 1/3, 8. सही है. तो मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ दिस फंक्शन इज दिस फंक्शन इज एफ जी ऑफ एक्स. इसकी मिनिमम वैल्यू क्या है? जब भी मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ द फंक्शन की बात होगी दैट्स द मिनिमम y वैल्यू. व्हाट इज द मिनिमम y वैल्यू? 8. और व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम y वैल्यू? इंफिनिटी. सो रेंज क्या हो जाएगी इसकी? एफ जी ऑफ एक्स इज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 8. एफ जी ऑफ एक्स इज ग्रेटर देन equal to 8. Make sense? Okay. Please try this part. Try करो इस part को. If gh of x is 35x plus 19, gh of x means function h is being inserted in function g. Okay. So if this is the input is h of x, it is being inserted in function g and the output is gh of x. So if I want function h back, if I want back the input, so what I'll do, if See, if this is your, if h of x is your input, then that's your output, right? तो inverse function में क्या होता है कि if you're going to plug in the output, you're going to get back the input. So if in g inverse function, I'm going to plug in g inverse का function क्या है, x plus 1 upon 5. इसमें if I'm going to plug in 35x plus 19, I'm going to get h of x. बात समझ में आ रही है? अगर यहाँ पे x की जगह g inverse के function में x की जगह if I plug in 35x plus 19 as the input, I'm going to get h of x. 35x plus 20 divided by 5, that is 7x plus 4. So h of x क्या आ जाएगा, 7x plus 4. अब्दुल्ला मैं वापस से रिपीट कर रहा हूँ. Function h is defined for all values of x such that gh of x का function given है, that's a composite function. Find an expression for g inverse. g inverse कैसे find करते हैं? g inverse का function कैसे find करते हैं? नहीं, inverse function find करना है. तो पहले आप g of x को पहले y से सब्स्टिट्यूट करते हो और इसमें x को सब्जेक्ट बना लोगे. So ये हो जाएगा y plus 1 divided by 5 और x और y स्वैप हो जाएंगे. x becomes g inverse of x, y becomes x. ये g inverse of x का फंक्शन आ गया. अब इनवर्स का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है? इनवर्स का कॉन्सेप्ट ये कहता है कि अगर एक फंक्शन g है, उसमें मैं कोई भी इनपुट प्लग इन करूंगा तो मेरे पास आउटपुट आएगा. तो g इनवर्स का फंक्शन एक ऐसा फंक्शन है जिसमें जब मैं आउटपुट की वैल्यू डालूंगा तो वापस से मुझे इनपुट आ जाएगा. ओके. अब g h of x में ये कॉम्पोजिट फंक्शन है. तो फंक्शन g में इनपुट क्या हुआ है? फंक्शन g में क्या चीज इनपुट हुई है? h of x. सही है. तो जब मैं फंक्शन g में h of x का फंक्शन इनपुट करूंगा तो मेरे पास आउटपुट क्या आएगा? ठीक है. तो अब अगर मैं फंक्शन g में h of x का फंक्शन इनपुट करूंगा तो मेरे पास आउटपुट क्या आएगा? 35x plus 19. तो इनवर्स फंक्शन में जब मैं 35x plus 19 प्लग इन करूंगा तो आउटपुट क्या आएगा? h of x. मुझे क्या फाइंड करना है इस क्वेश्चन में? h of x. तो मैं इन g इनवर्स में इनपुट की जगह मैं 35x plus 19 जब प्लग इन करूंगा और सिंप्लीफाई करके जो मेरे पास एक्सप्रेशन आएगा वो मेरा h of x हो जाएगा. इमाद एंड राफे, आप समझ में आई बात?
सर आई डिडंट गेट कि जी इनवर्स में आपने 35x आपने वो वापस डाला एंड देन यू गॉट h.
हाँ, मैं यही बता रहा था. g h of x का क्या मतलब है इमाद? फंक्शन g में व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू इनपुट फंक्शन h of x, you are going to get output 35x plus 19. ऐसा ही है?
Yes.
So when you are going to plug in h of x in function g, you are going to get 35x plus 19.
Yes.
So g inverse के function में when you are going to plug in 35x plus 19, what can you expect to have? h of x.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. अब the question says find h inverse h of x. So h of x find करने के लिए मैं g inverse के function में क्या plug in करूंगा? 35x plus 19. So the first part of the question was find the g inverse का function, which you did, and hence or otherwise find an expression for h of x. तो g inverse के function में I'm going to insert 35x plus 19, ठीक है, and then the function that I get is h of x. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
राफे clear है ये?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. अब्दुल्ला सी पिक्चर ले ली? Okay. Okay. The diagram shows a circle with center C and radius square root 20. The circle intersects the y-axis at the point A and B. The size of the angle ACB is theta. Find the equation of the tangent to the circle at the point -6, 9. We need to find the equation of the tangent to the circle at this point. Equation of the tangent to the circle at this point -6, 9. अब ये -6, 9 would be somewhere here or here. I don't know exact location. बट ये पॉइंट गिवन है और टेंजेंट की इक्वेशन फाइंड करनी है. तो टेंजेंट की इक्वेशन फाइंड करने के लिए, टेंजेंट इज अ स्ट्रेट लाइन. किसी भी स्ट्रेट लाइन की इक्वेशन फाइंड करने के लिए क्या क्या चीजें आपको पता होनी चाहिए? कोऑर्डिनेट्स या तो पता होने चाहिए, या तो 2 पॉइंट्स पता होने चाहिए, या फिर उस लाइन का ग्रेडियंट और पॉइंट पता होना चाहिए. सही है. क्या मुझे भी टेंजेंट लाइन का ग्रेडियंट पता है? नहीं पता. ठीक है, मुझे टेंजेंट लाइन का ग्रेडियंट नहीं पता. तो मैं किस तरीके से टेंजेंट लाइन का ग्रेडियंट फाइंड कर सकता हूँ?
So first, won't you just make the equation of the circle?
Okay. And how do I make the equation of the circle?
Because you have the center C.
I do have the
You
center and I
radius.
have the radius. So
So
x plus
yeah.
4 the whole thing square plus y minus 5 the whole thing square equals to 20.
Oh no,
याद
sir. Why
है?
can't so?
हम्म
Why can't we just find the gradient of C and this point that they've given us, and then negative reciprocate it and use these points?
yes that's correct. ठीक है, very good. अच्छा अब्दुल्ला, इक्वेशन ऑफ द सर्कल की फॉर्म क्या होती है? x माइनस ए द होल थिंग स्क्वायर प्लस वाई माइनस बी द होल थिंग स्क्वायर इक्वल टू आर स्क्वायर. ये हमें नेक्स्ट पार्ट में यूज करना होगा, ठीक है? इस पार्ट के लिए वी कैन जस्ट लीव दिस. राफे सजेस्टेड के सर आपको एक पॉइंट तो पता है, सर्कल पर है ये पॉइंट, सही? लेट्स से ये पॉइंट यहाँ पर है. अब सेंटर के भी कोऑर्डिनेट्स आपको पता है और ये पॉइंट के भी कोऑर्डिनेट्स पता है. तो जब मैं इस पॉइंट को और सर्कल के सेंटर को कनेक्ट करूंगा तो ये लाइन जो है ये क्या होगी? What am I going to call this line? Radius. Do you remember the property of the radius and the tangent? What is the angle between the radius and the tangent? 90 degree. So can I say these two are perpendicular lines? तो अगर मैं ये पॉइंट और ये पॉइंट यूज करके इस रेडियस वाली लाइन का ग्रेडियंट फाइंड कर लूं, उसका नेगेटिव रेसिप्रोकल करके टेंजेंट लाइन का ग्रेडियंट आ जाएगा. टेंजेंट लाइन का ग्रेडियंट और ये वाले पॉइंट को यूज करके आई कैन इजीली फाइंड द इक्वेशन ऑफ दिस लाइन. Okay, so the working would be I have the 2 points minus 6 comma 9 and minus 4 comma 5. Find the gradient. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Minus 1 upon 2. Minus 2, sorry. Minus 2. So the gradient of the tangent line would be plus 1 upon 2. और वो किस पॉइंट से पास हो रहा है? टेंजेंट लाइन minus 6 comma 9. तो क्या ये इंफॉर्मेशन यूज करके मैं इक्वेशन ऑफ द टेंजेंट लाइन फाइंड कर सकता हूँ? Equation of the tangent line would be y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. 2y minus 18 equals to x minus 6.